Yo, VIPs, let's kick it. We're here with the world racing community for our Friday evening dose of multi-class goodness. For the GT Challenge at round 4 Daytona, we will be seeing the Group 1 and the Group 3 cars out on track at the same time, and this is not your measly 90-minute race you've turned up for. We are here for the 2-hour duration. Yes, ladies and gents, buckle yourselves in. We're in for the long haul. So, there is info to tell you, but the standings, the table, it's dropping the scores early doors. So, when I read you the table, it's only going to be one round's worth. Let me see if I can find it. Start the clock. Here we are. I found them. So Boosted is at the top on 22 points after 3 rounds. Adnap is second. These are the pro cars on 21 points. Sinister is third in his Porsche on 17 points, equalled with Garuda in fourth in the Audi on 17 points. Then we have Deacon in his Porsche on 15 points. We have MJ in his Porsche in 6th on 12 points. And then Nitro in 7th in his Audi, that's J Car I believe, on 13 points. And the Chunky in his Audi on 10 points. Sorry, I might have read J Cars wrong as well. He's on 10 points. Right then, so the GTC AM Drivers Championship stands like this. Tommy in the Porsche is on 22 points, with Thunder in his Ferrari on 20 points. In third, we have Oliver in the McLaren on 15 points. In fourth, we have Autosport in the Lambo on 13 points. We have Duffman in 5th on 16 points. Wow. So they've not... yeah, well, he's on 16 points, so it would, you'd think, put him higher than Autosport, but who knows. Reckless in the Porsche on 12 points. JTR in 8th in the Chevy on 12 points. And Deviant in the AMG Mercedes is yet to score. So yeah, that's a bit wacky because of the drop scores. Give it a week or two, it'll be better. Let's have a look around then. There's Adnap in his Porsche. So I haven't told you all the ins and the outs like I usually like to. The regulations. It's not a lot there, so you're all right. It's a revival of the 2016 era of the World Endurance Championship. Balance performance is on. Tyres are at times 2. Softs and mediums have to be used in the race. The fuel's on at times 3, and the refuel rate is 3 litres a second. Weather is on and set to random.
I should be on 17, face with raised eyebrow.
Oh right, Reckless says he should be on 17. Yeah, the table's a bit weird. We'll look into that after a couple more weeks, and then it'll make more sense, I am sure. Right, the calendar. He always does a good write-up of these races. So, round 4, the Logitech Daytona 24. Another part of the Triple Crown of endurance racing. Who will take class victories come the checkered at the end of 2 hours in real life and 24 hours in-game. So, yes, ladies and gents, what a treat. What an absolute treat we have. 2 hours of racing at Daytona in Flow Rider. Get Boosted is... let's have a look. He's in a stock. He's in a stock Audi there, so we might have to leave and come back again to see if the liveries are being funny, because Get Boosted always has the best liveries. Some of the best liveries. And that in the Porsche, MJ's teammate. And then we have Sinister, who also is... oh, we're having some livery issues here. J Car, I might have to come out and come back. Chunky Ribena, they've got awesome liveries. Now, Tommy Ruse looks like it works. All Deacon do. Just flew by there. Yeah, he's working. Look at that. It's looking absolutely smashing. Dreaded Lucifer's livery looks all right. And then we've got some pit sitters. So what I'll do, I will try and come out of it and then go back in. And we'll see if that fixes anything to do with the liveries. It might do. I tell you what, even while we're here, shall we delete our cookies? Always, look, always. I should have done it before we even started the stream. Delete temporary cookies. There you go. That is going to fix everything. You will see. Where are you guys? There we go. And we'll pop back in, and hopefully that has sorted out our livery issue. If not, then it's going to just look like stock cars driving around. Not wrong with their liveries either. They're quite good liveries. We're on the 8 o'clock. They'll be wanting to get quali on underway. And I'm faffing around, coming in and out of the room. That must be great for them. Right then. Dreaded Lucifer's car looks lit. So that's fine. Deacon do then. They've all gone. Well, we will see. During quali. I think it's the Group 3 cars. 1 gigabyte of cookies. Yeah. Someone who never deletes them. So yeah, I believe it's the Group 3 cars first for a 1 hot lap of qualifying. Just one shot. It's a lot of pressure on the poor guys. They have to get themselves around. Is there 5 Group 3 cars today? Wow, we've got a full deck of of the Group 1s. Right then, let's go and have a look where we are. So Tommy Rue back into the Group 3 cars again. He's leading that championship, so that's one of his drop scores. He's got to have just good results from now on with Dreaded Lucifer and Thunder hunting him down. Bob seems like a new addition. I like it. It's the name of my cat, Bob. I speak Bob to Bob. I won't speak to you guys like Bob because all it is replacing words with the word Bob. I could do the whole commentary in Bob language, can I? Bob, Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. Bob, 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 Bob. See, it would get quite annoying after a while, but the cat loves it. Here we go then. This is why gaps should not appear between. It's got to be smooth. You've got to always have cars on track. I must always be looking at cars or we go random. So it looks like Tommy Rue is leading them out for their one-hit wonder. It's the most painful pit exit in the world. Oh my God, look at that. You just want to get spat back out on the track. Come on. Look at this. Going for a proper detour. There we are. So Tommy Rue hits the deck and aims to get that pole in his Porsche. Duffman in the BMW, following him around with Oliver in third in the McLaren, Thunder in the Ferrari, and Bob just on his way out, as is Dreaded Lucifer. So Tommy Rue on his outlap. Car looking absolutely splendid. And Reckless in the chat says, unfortunately, I am... Hang on, My glasses aren't on straight. I am travelling to the motherland of Northern Ireland tonight. Gutted I'm missing my best track on the calendar. That is a shame, but man alive, have a Guinness for me, because... oh, well, that's Southern Ireland, isn't it? Well, have a good time. Cocker. So, I'm sure they've got good Guinness in Northern Ireland as well. I know my granddaddy was from the Republic of Ireland and always was going on about how good Guinness is over there. Tommy Roo then, still on his outlap, just bringing it around now, up to the line. And this lap is going to have to count for a lot of pressure. First corner, very tricky. Seems to be like a two braking process in that corner. One to point the right way and one to get around the corner. So there we go. Tommy Roo on his way so far, looking splendid. It's looking good. He's taken a wide line around the hairpin, going out very well, not very wide, but he took in nice and tight there, which I would have expected. 28.2 was it? He's ahead of the field so far. Yeah, they're all going out there, aren't they? I've obviously been taking that corner wrong. I'll go tight. It's 29. Thunder, we must have missed that one. Bob in a... It said he was in an Merc, didn't it? Oh no, he's in a BMW. Also suffering with a bit of a lag from the Bob. And Dreaded Lucifer, is he? He's just about to get there. 28.2 was it we're looking at? 29s. And Dreaded Lucifer coming up to that line in the 29s as well. So a lot of them in the 29s, but Tommy Roo, absolutely, the legend that he is owning Daytona at the moment. Flinging it through the very fast chicane. Hits a lag spike. 24.3. 25.8 from Duffman. Oliver. 25.7, just a little faster. Thunder. Oh, that's not... He's already passed it. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Oh, so Tommy Roo has put his time in. Duffman goes second for now. Oliver comes across the line. Oh. Hey. Wow. What gives? That was weird. Not enough time, I don't think. Not enough time to get around for that flying lap. How are they going to work that one out? They're going to have to reset and do again. Redoing miscalculations. So that was a practice run, ladies and gents, of what qualifying might look like. He must have worked it out for the... Sorry, I didn't mean to cough on. I usually mute. I'm still ick. Can you believe it? Can you Adam and Eve it after all this time? And I'm still coughing.
There has been a balls up of monumental proportions.
Well, at least it's not live or anything. It's not that embarrassing. And then he tells us to hurry up. Cheeky sod. Reckless saying there has been a balls up of momentum. Yeah, which MJ covers over. He's got management written all over him, hasn't he? That is definitely a management move, that. We've ballsed up. Can you get on with it, please? Come on. So, Ollie's telling JTR, oh, JTR, is he in a group? Yes, he is. He's in Group 3. Did he miss the... Well, that's handy then, isn't it, for JTR? He managed to get in there under the... only just. So we're going to have another go at the qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. Let's here we go. I think that's it. Moving on out with the fields. Tommy Roo then. Oh, he was on a good lap. I didn't see what his lap time was actually when he crossed the line. I was too busy. So if it's any slower than that, he doesn't get pole. he'll be feeling hard done by, I'm sure. So off they go again. I don't know what time we set on this one. And Duffman. Thunder in third. Oliver is fourth. JTR. I'll see what he's in. Come on. That's the best camera angle you've got. Oh yeah, he's in the Corvette, isn't he? There you go. Bob and Dreaded Lucifer do like to take their sweet time getting out the pit lane. And Tommy Roo then bringing it around for his second qualifying attempt. There's Duffman staying quite close. Maybe they've got a rule that they've got to space out a bit, because there's no one trying to get a toe off of anyone at this point. There's Bob in his BMW. And Dreaded Lucifer in the Lambo. And Lucifer's on the telly by all accounts. My wife's got all addicted to Lucifer, the TV show. So Dreaded Lucifer on the track and Lucifer on the TV. So Tommy Roo having another go at qualifying. Ahead of a 2-hour marathon around Daytona. How will they cope, ladies and gents? And Tommy Roo then makes his way around. And Duffman in second. Well, we'll have a look at the... we'll try and play the sector times, but it's a tricky one. And I never remember what they are when I first read them out anyway. So, Tommy Roo, 29.1, slower than his first lap. 29.2 from Duffman. Thunder, 29.5, slightly slower. Oliver, 29.5. Oh, it's tight in the first sector. JTR's gone into the pits for some reason, starting again. I don't know if he's going to have time. Bob coming around. 28.8, fastest so far I think we've seen through there. 29.1 from Dreaded Lucifer. Tommy Roo, 108 something. 108.2, so Duffman faster. 109.0 from Thunder. 109.0 from Oliver and Bob. 53.1, no. Can't be, I must have missed a sector off there. It's hard work. We'll just watch them to the line now, shall we? Tommy Roo then. I don't think this one's been as strong a lap as his first attempt. Is it enough for pole? Duffman rather fast behind him. Tommy Roo crosses the line of 46.6. Duffman 46.7, very tight. Thunder coming through. 47.6. Oliver 47.7, very tight. Bob, what can we do on our debut here? What their times were now. 46.6 Tommy Roo's to beat. 46.1 from Bob. And what is Lucifer got in store? 47.0 puts him in fourth. So Bob on pole with Tommy Roo in second, Duffman in third, Dreaded Lucifer fourth, Thunder in fifth, Oliver in sixth, and JTR, I don't know if he's going to have time to get around. We'll see. It might cut out before he gets to the end of the line. His car is struggling with the lag. The net code is poor. Oof. But the car looks absolutely banging, so let's not complain. And it looks like he's going to get the chance, but he's had a small off there. I'm sure he touched the grass a little bit. 29.0 though. It's in the area. It's in the general area of what they were doing in Sector 1. Oh, again, I don't know if that's the lag or if that's the driving, but man alive, he had two rear wheels on the green then. 53.6. I think that's quite speedy, isn't it? One bob, something like 55. Oh, there you go, he ran out of time. We thought he might, but that was on for a good lap, unfortunately, for JTR. It's the only American car in the group as well, isn't it? Bless them. So now they're setting up for the Group 1 cars. Fingers crossed we've got those liveries back. Because it would be unfortunate. It's the German Cup. I think they're all Germans now, Porsches and Audis. As they all swap around now, all do a bit of shuffling. There's Get Boosted. Ticked in with his Audi. Oh, this is going gloriously. This is brilliant. Smooth operations, that's what I like. A slick changeover. That's just one AdNap. There you go. Smooth. Oh, no, D can do. He's there. He's up for it. Or maybe he was away. Well, can I go and look? Why am I not there? I'm not entered, am I? In my little Roadster touring car. There we go, now I can look. Oh, I've got to do the settings again. God. So here we go. There's no way I'm going to be able to play the sector game in this one because these cars are swift. So MJ then leading them out in his Porsche. MJ not having a great season so far, if I remember rightly. He's been struggling in the Porsche and hasn't had a good result come his way so far this season. So he'll be looking to shine here in America. Then we have the Chunky. He has fought off his Chunktivitis. And now he is fighting fit, ladies and gentlemen. He is back in the game. They thought he was down, but he was not. Boosted in the Audi, looking so sharp. Have we got a close-up of that, cameraman? Oh, nice. He's warming his tyres up. And Boosted not scoring. He's leading the championship, but he didn't score that last round. In the Audi's debut, we've got Sinister in his Porsche, just being taken by J Car there. Doesn't want to be behind the Porsche, wants to get on with business. And that is Chunky's teammate, J Car. Chunky up there. There's no team game being done here. No one's giving each other a tow. He can do. The back as MJ then starts his lap in the Porsche. Goes down into that first corner. Everything tickety-boo so far. Lovely line through there from MJ. Brings it around the hairpin nice and tight. Slings out of it. Floors it down to, I mean, it's flat in the Group 3 car, and it's flat in a Group 1 car. There you go. I've missed the sector, haven't I? I was too busy watching his lap. Sorry, guys. I'm so rubbish. Here, let's have a look at J Car. He'll do his sector instead. 25.9. Sinister. 25.5. Then AdNap. 25.7. Got Ruda. 26.0 for the Audi. Deacon cutting the line with a 25.5. MJ then already at the chicane. the Group 1 car seeming to manage it quite nicely. Getting through. 1:14.2. He's going to be at the line before one of these cuts that line. 1:14.2 then from MJ at that sector. 14.2 also from Chunky Ribena. 13.9 from Boosted. And MJ at 15.4 from J Car. But MJ crosses the line with a 33.7. Chunky Ribena, they were virtually even Stevens. And he gets a 33.4, goes pole. Boosted gets a 33.1, goes pole. J Car, a 34.8, stays fourth. Sinister, a 34.3, goes fourth ahead of J Car. Then Adnap, 34.2, goes fourth ahead of Sinister. Garuda comes across the line. 34.3 for Garuda, fifth place. And then Deacon Do, 34.0, puts up in fourth place. So Boosted on pole with Chunky Ribena alongside him. MJ in a very strong position there for third. Deacon Do in fourth, starting fourth, with Adnap starting in fifth, and he's on a tear in this championship at the moment. Did he get his first win last round? Garuda starting sixth, with Sinister starting seventh, and J Car starting, well, they might be starting there, I'm not sure now because of the pit thing. But it's Boosted again, claims that pole ahead of Chunky Ribena and MJ. Deacon Do in fourth, Adnap fifth, Garuda sixth, Sinister seventh, and J Car eighth. That must be the order of things. And that means we have got a tasty battle coming our way. 2 hours. Go to the toilet now if you have a chance, because we're going to have 2 hours of high adrenaline, intoxicating racing for your pleasure. So strap yourselves in. Get some snacks. Get a hot brew. Drain the bladder and get yourselves comfy. We're going racing around Daytona, baby, for an absolute huge showdown. And MJ stalling for time, making his way around. And there we go. We can look at those results, ladies and gents, very briefly. Boosted then on pole with Chunky Ribena in second, only 0.3 behind MJ. In third, only half a second. Deacon Do is fourth, with Adnap in fifth, Garuda sixth, Sinister in seventh, J Car starting in eighth. And then, oh, what's happened? Oh, it's already gone. I couldn't look at the second half. They've reset the... Hey, they've got to get on. They're rushing against the clock here. They're racing the clock as well as each other. Oh, no, it says they can't. Oh, he's got the rules set for just hybrids. MJ is all over the place this evening, isn't he? MJ, we're judging you here out in YouTube land. Thought you were a pro, a lobby pro handler. He's all of a t'other. He's all over the place. He's changed the room settings again, and he's going to tell everyone to hurry up. Ooh, have they got rain here? Does it rain in Daytona? It does rain in Florida. I've been there. I have been there. So I know it rains there. It's like torrential. MJ says it's been a long week. Okay, long week. What's he done? He finished school, didn't you? Did your dissertation? He boasted about it. He hasn't boasted about getting a job yet, eh? Full-time lobby handler now. So MJ getting the flack that he deserves, one would say. It's like the fourth time doing it as well. You think he'd have it off to a T now. Just finished school, question mark. He did a dissertation. Don't you do dissertations in school? University then, it's all school. A place of learning. Oh dear, am I going to get a... It wasn't school, it was something else. Yes, Chunky Ryby. Oh, I don't know. Is Chunky... Hang on, let me check if Chunky is streaming. Because if Chunky's streaming, you don't want to watch this nonsense. You want to get over there. Do you know what? He might not be. I know it was a tough one for him to set up. Hang on. I can't see him. So he might not be streaming this evening. But I believe Deacon Do is at least on Twitch if he's not streaming on YouTube. Oh, I'm not missing racing, am I? Because sometimes I do that. Thank God. I tell you, it's really murky, isn't it? It's really murky out there. Could be wet. We could be getting a drizzle. A little drizzle. Possibly not, though. Let's have a look at the weather forecast. Oh, yeah, clear skies all the way. Look. For the last hour, it's been absolutely blazing. So it does look murky out there. But I think there's going to be another lobby race to sort out the grid. Boosted was on. And Bob was on pole for the Group 3s. That's my input into it. He's asking if we're ready. 10 minutes ago, possibly. Oh, I'm so sorry, MJ. I don't know why I'm having such a bash at MJ this evening. He's doing an absolutely cracking job. We all appreciate what he does. It's super. But it's easy. There's an easy target. And there's been two bloopers in an evening, so, you know, here we go. He'll be hoping not to spin, won't he? With all of these issues he's had already this evening, the race hopefully will go blindingly smooth for him. So Boosted on pole. Look at that, he's got a pumpkin head. He's got a pumpkin helmet. How cool is that? Oh, he's gone Halloweeny with his car. There's blood and Terrifier all over it. So, yeah. Boosted then leads them away on the medium tyre. They have to use the soft and the medium. Chunky Ribena, nothing in it between himself and the car ahead. The two Audis, and MJ is in the shout. He wants a piece of the action now. And, oh, he might get off the Chunks. Chunks, though, going defensive. MJ going around the outside. Later on the brakes is MJ. But the Chunky prevails. He gets through. And he is up into second as MJ deals with a bit of Deacon Do. Deacon fancying a piece of the MJ. And Adnap right there in view of it all as well. Sinister in 6, J Car and Garuda battling at the back. Then we have Bob in the lead of Tommy Roo. Then Duffman in 11th. Then Dreaded Lucifer. JTR has made some positions up in 13th, with Thunder dropping quite a big way down into 14th, with Oliver in, I think it's 7th for those guys. So how was this little battle here? MJ and Deacon Do, the two Porsches battling it out. Medium tyres on the pair of them as they go through the very fast chicane, and Boosted really is starting to build up a lead now on the rest of the field. The Porsches are duking it out. Sinister is up ahead of Adnap. J-Car is still on their case with Garuda in 8th. Then Bob pulling away from Tommy Roo, was he not there? In second, 1.5 seconds. Duffman staying with the Porsche in third. Fourth for Dreaded Lucifer in the Lambo. And Thunder in the Ferrari. Dropping positions. I'm sure he qualified better than that. I'm not sure. JTR. Oh, JTR's dropped behind Thunder. We've missed some action. Oh, JTR's got damage, and I think they have to fix the damage, and The McLaren very brave in front of the ailing Corvette there. Braked very close in the braking zone. Pulled in front and slammed those brakes on. So Chunky Ribena still ahead. Oh, Deacon Do, where is MJ? My good golly gosh. MJ slipping down the order somewhat. And it's already happened, I'm afraid, whatever it was that ailed him. But at least he's got no damage on the car, which is a blessing in this race. MJ then behind his teammate Adnap. These two could do some serious damage together if they tow each other along. And MJ pulls out of the tow and goes past his teammate, who now will be getting a lovely tow. These two could do some very good fuel saving. Get boosted 1.5 seconds. Chunky has got him pinned. He can't pull away anymore. So Chunky Ribena keeping an eye on his fellow Audi driver, Deacon Do in the Porsche, the top Porsche driver, in third with Sinister in fourth. These guys are virtually on home ground. MJ in fifth ahead of Adnap, and Adnap under attack from J-Car. Chunky's teammate in the Audi, giving the Porsches a lot to think about, and Adnap on the medium tyres. I think all of the group, oh no, J-Car went out on the softs, and Garuda, who I think is still getting used to a wheel, remember, is in eighth. The Bob leads by 3 seconds now, really is pulling away from Tommy Roo. And Tommy Roo is well, Duffman's been caught, hasn't he? Duffman's been caught by Dreaded Lucifer and Thunder. Thunder back in the game again. It looked like he'd slipped down the order, and these three are fighting over that podium position. But Duffman, getting a podium last time out, now has the taste for it. He's not going to want to give these podiums up so easily. Dreaded Lucifer and Thunder having to fight over it. Thunder then on Lucifer's case, as JTR somewhat a little bit of a distance behind them with his damaged rear bumper, and Oliver yet to find a way past. Get boosted then 1.5 seconds still with Chunky Ribena. Those clouds are looking dark and grey. They look foreboding, and Deacon Do is starting to put the moves on the Audi ahead of him. He fancies it, he does. He's done it, he has. Overtake, he does. So Deacon Do then gets the move done on Chunky Ribena in his Porsche, and he'll be setting off for boosted. Sinister, he was right there with Deacon Do. So he might be fancying an attack on that Audi pretty soon. Deacon Do might be fancying the win here. He's the fastest man on track at the moment. Same tyres as everyone apart from J-Car. JTR's moaning about the lag. Sinister, I bet he didn't delete his cookies like I did. JTR, you want to delete your cookies, mate? MJ is still ahead of his teammate Adnap, and we're not taking account for fuel. I don't think there'll be much fuel saving. It's half an oval. What would be the point of fuel saving? You'd be going too slow down the around the corner, the long bits, the straights, what people used to call them, but it's a bloody oval, so you can barely call them straights. Curves, we could call them. So Bob then still leads 3.5 seconds ahead of Tommy Roo. Everything seems okay. Tommy Roo is on the medium tyres, I must add, with Bob on the softs, and that could account for the difference in times there. Duffman still in that third place. Dreaded Lucifer following him around with Thunder on his case, but Duffman on the softs, Dreaded Lucifer also on the soft tyre, and Thunder's on the mediums. Oliver has got past a JTR now, who's picked himself up a penalty, and he is carrying that damage around with him. So penalties and damages, the Corvette team not having a great time. And Reckless in the chat saying Deacon's suddenly locked in. He's got his target set. So JTR comes in to fix that damage as the Terrifier makes his way round, and the sun goes down here as Deacon do absolutely 2 fastest laps in a row. And like Reckless says in the chat, he has zoned in. He's locked in. So Boosted then is not getting the most comfortable. Oh, he flashed us. Hello, Deacon. I mean, hello, Boosted. Chunky still there though. Chunky's thereabouts. We cannot discount Chunky Ribena. He's on Deacon Do's case and his pace. He did a 34.8 last time out. Deacon Do a 34.6 the time before. I didn't see what his last lap was, but judging by how close Chunky was, it wasn't as good as his other one, 35.0. It looks like they're coming across cars already, are they? No, I thought there was more cars there than what there was. But they're quite close, isn't they? The top 4 there. Sinister is still in the action. Adnap. Oh, MJ slipped down behind J Car now. J Car's soft tyres starting to come in as the sun goes down here at Daytona. The track cooling, and the soft tyres are now coming to life. And J Car setting about getting over Adnap. Oh, he had a look there, but doesn't have the momentum in the Audi. He does now. No, he doesn't, as they go through the chicane. J Car having to be slightly more patient as he looks to go on the attack. Again, having a look, and Adnap gently taking him up to the wall, saying, look what I could do if I was not a very nice person. But Adnap is a nice person, and J Car didn't get put into a wall. Whoa! The braking difference there was real, ladies and gents. J Car, I don't know if he was early and Adnap was late, but they met in the middle somewhere, and a bash was happened. But I tell you what, no damage. Very good. MJ's back in the shout with them though, and with them slowing each other down in that corner. And MJ fancies a move. Garuda up to 8th. Tommy Rue is leading. He's leading. Where's Bob? My word. So Tommy Rue leads in the Group 1 cars. Duffman up into 2nd. Thunder is now 3rd. Dreaded Lucifer. Bob's down. Oh, poor Bob. Bob's had a nightmare of a lap somewhere, and it must be this one. Yeah, 14 seconds down. So Bob throwing a big chunk of time away there in this race. It's a long race. Concentration is hard for maintain the whole race. Tommy Rue absolutely loving it in first place. Then Duffman up into 2nd. They've created a monster. Duffman is awake. Duffman has arose. He has risen. Thunder in 3rd. And he was looking like a championship contender at the beginning of the season, and still is. He's there on the scene. Dreaded Lucifer up into 4th now, with Bob in 5th. Oliver in 6th, only a second behind Bob. After Bob having a nightmare of a lap last time out. And Oliver finding a nice steady pace. And JTR has been in, fixed his woes, and he's out there now smashing in those lap times. Boosted is, oh my god, only half a second ahead of Deacon Do. Deacon Do is pulling in Boosted. Boosted, he's managing 35s. He's not managing his fuel. It's the same as Deacon's. And it looks like the Porsche is ready to leap on Boosted. Boosted then under pressure from the Porsche car. Now, I've heard rumour that the Audi has a straight line sort of is better in a straight line than the Porsche, but over a whole lap the Porsche is a better car. So Boosted at the moment just hoping that straight line speed helps him out around these parts of the tracks. And Deacon Do is looking to get the jump done early doors so he can control this race. Another fastest lap as Boosted defends. And the worst part is they're coming up to a Group 3 car. Boosted through nicely. And so is Deacon Do. Very good, very good. Race is still on. Because we have seen that the Group 3 cars can sometimes get in the way. Chunky under pressure from Sinister down in 3rd place. And Sinister doesn't know which way to go round him. And these also coming across Group 3 cars as they battle each other. And it's Sinister still chasing Chunky as they get past Bob. And Deacon Do still stuck behind Boosted at the moment, although it seems a lot faster than Boosted. And it's not down to fuel saving, their fuel is the same. And Deacon Do looks set to take over the lead of the race. Boosted is defending like an absolute lion, like the Welsh dragon that he is. And the Golden Eagle cannot find a way past. He can do then on that tow train and looking to jump off at station overtake, but the Boosted does not stop at that station, I'm afraid. There is no station overtake in Boosted's vocabulary. Chunky still holding his own against Sinister, but Sinister is pushing on hard. J Car has caught him up as well, so has he? No, it's 4 seconds behind him, sorry. So Chunky under pressure from Sinister. Oh, Sinister alongside. Sinister looks like he's got the move, but he's on the outside now. And it's either ones, and it's the Chunk that's got the inside line. And they've come across the leader of the Group 3 races, Tommy Rue. And Chunky's through. Sinister looks like he's going to have to wait for the corner. And Chunky will be getting on that accelerator and trying to get out of dodge before Sinister is back at the crime scene. J-Car also coming through, getting ever closer to that podium battle. Then Adnap getting by the Ferrari. And MJ in 7th, Garuda in 8th. And then we have Tommy Rue leading the Group 3 cars with Duffman still in 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. Thunder is about 2 and a bit seconds behind him with a bit more fuel. As Duffman sees the 2 Porsches going by. And Bob up to 3rd? No, 4th, sorry. He's up to 4th as Garuda comes across the BMW. And Bob having to come back in this race. Only 5 seconds behind Thunder though. Getting a cheeky toe off those Group 1 cars as they come by. So Bob 46.6, Thunder last time 47.6. So yeah, Bob was a second faster that last time around. Bob is on the soft tyre. Oliver in 5th, ahead of Dreaded Lucifer. So Dreaded Lucifer, he's had a nightmare, hasn't he? He did a 2:04 last time out, lost a lot of time and position to Oliver, I think. And JTR, not J2R, JTR is had to go into the
into the pits to fix some damage. So now he's just driving around hoping that other things happen to other people ahead of him and help him gain their positions. Boosted still leads, and he's pulled a second out on Deacon Do there. Is Deacon Do just having a small rest rather than expelling all that energy trying to get past Boosted? Chunky still ahead of Sinister, but not for a lack of trying on Sinister's behalf. He's there again. Looking at the back of the Audi, it seems the Porsches can sit on the back of the Audi's tail, but can't quite get by. It looks like Jake Carr has got himself ahead of the two Porsches. You missed that one. Oh yeah. No, he was always chasing those two. So yeah, Adnap goes ahead of MJ. So these two just having fun with each other. 6th and 7th as MJ gets a huge slide on. Garuda in 8th, still getting used to the steering wheel. Tommy Roo leads the Group 3 cars by 5.3 seconds. Duffman, what is on? What is going on with the Duffman? Although Thunder is lurking there in the periphery and getting ever closer. 47.6 from Thunder last time out. Duffman at 46.9, so no. Duffman still maintaining a good pace, but Thunder is closing in. Oliver now up into 4th place ahead of Bob. Bob's had damage, oh my word. Bob is fast, but he likes the scenery. So Bob slipping down another position. The pole sitter has picked up damage. Is he going to pit with this, or is he going to keep on? Well, as he's nowhere near the pit lane, I doubt he's going to pit. JTR, who pitted for damage. Trent Lucifer's gone in, put some medium tyres on and filled up. Now, I don't know if that was a scheduled pit stop or if he just thought, this is going nowhere, I need to change things up. Boosted. Still maintaining that 1 second distance from Deacon Do. We're 20 minutes nearly into this race now. And the Group 1 cars, about half used their fuel, just over half. Jay Carr, what's gone on? Sinister. Sinister's dropped. Oh, Sinister's got dropped and has damage. He's behind the two Porsches of Adnap and MJ. And he was absolutely pushing for Chunks. What happened there? Adnap's gone off. Oh no, Adnap. What a shame I have the ability for replays. So let's have a look at Adnap then as he brakes. No, he doesn't really brake. He just goes very wide and then tries to drive through the tyres. I can't believe he picked up damage for that because he barely touched them. So Adnap having a moment there. And I just crashed the game. Come on. Thank you. And let's put up Sinister a position. So Boosted leads the Group 1 cars ahead of Deacon Do. He's pulled out a bit more time now. And he's pulled the fastest lap. So Boosted as now starting to pull out those stops, and Deacon Do, all he can do is try and stay with him. Adnap's pitted with that damage. He's opted to go into the pits, and that's a forced pit stop for Adnap there. He still had half a tank of fuel and very fresh tyres. Boosted leads, Deacon Do in second, Chunky Ribena in third, but he's got J Car bearing down on him. Yeah, J Car on those soft tyres, he's burnt through a fuel a little bit more. No, he hasn't. It's about the same. It's about the same. MJ up and into fifth. Getting purples now is MJ on those medium tyres. Sinistor is up in sixth. Garuda seventh. Adnap down into eighth after his pit stop. He's put soft tyres on. He's put a little splash of fuel in that thing, I think. And now he is out there to do some damage. Tommy Roo still leads by 7 seconds. Thunder, oh my word, Thunder is up into second with Oliver in third. Duffman is in the pits. Let's hope that was a scheduled stop. But Oliver there now in third spot. Bob in fourth. He's still carrying that damage, but his fuel is low, so he'll be relieved to see the pits soon. JTR had to go in earlier to fix some damage. He's now ahead of Duffman, who's filling right up. And Dreaded Lucifer, not quite out the pit lane, so Duffman gets out ahead of Dreaded Lucifer. His lap before, or lap 11, concerns me, at 49.2. But hopefully that's when he was coming into the pits. 9 seconds behind JTR, who did have a pit stop, so I'm worried about Duffman there, if he's lost that time before his pit stop. JTR, some 10 seconds ahead of him. Bob then, the fuel is a flash in, so will he be in this time? Oliver still got a little fuel there to squeeze out. Thunder's flashing as well. He's coming up towards, nowhere near the pit yet. No, he's gone past the pit, so no, he's not pitting this time around. And Tommy Roo has a little bit of fuel there to still use. Oliver does come in. Sorry. There, his fuel wasn't even flashing. Bob stays out another lap with that damage. In the Group 1s, Boosted leads by 2 seconds. Deacon Do in the Porsche in second place, setting chase to the Boosted. Then we have Chunky Ribena, after missing the first 3 rounds of the season, has hit the ground running with what looks like a third spot. Then we have J Car, started the race on the soft tyres. The rest of the field, or the Group 1 field, started on the mediums, and J Car has slowly chipped away at those positions and has found himself up and into 4th place, only 3.5 seconds behind his teammate. So J Car has had an absolute fabulous race so far. They call him Nitro, I believe. MJ in 5th, and Sinister is creeping ever closer even with that damage. And MJ trying to get around the Group 3 cars, the Corvette of JTR. That will help Sinister slightly, somewhat. And Garuda, just chilling, it's just on his fastest lap, 36.1. Adnap has come out of the pits and absolutely exploded all over the track with a 33.4. Fastest man out there at the moment. Now Tommy Roo, his fuel is a flash and he's going around again. Thunder has come in, and will Bob come in? Bob looked like he was pretty low as well, so yes, Bob in as well. JTR, who had issues earlier in the race, continues on. Oh, he's not there yet, sorry, I got overly excited. So JTR could move up into second place, but he's out of sequence with the rest of the field. Duffman with his earlier pit stop. It does look, JTR moves up and into second spot. JTR could be leading this race by the next lap, as we believe. Tommy Roo's fuel starting to look low, and that's Duffman back up into his third place ahead of Thunder and Bob. So all is going to plan. It's just JTR is the unknown factor in the Group 3 race, but he is out of sequence. Tommy Roo will definitely be in at the end of this lap, I believe, as he comes around the oval part of the track, heads up towards the pit lane. He's got a slither of fuel left on that one, and there he goes. He comes in to be serviced. JTR then poised to take the lead of this race, and And what an absolute blinding. I mean, he had issues at the beginning of the race, but it is starting to come together for him and the Corvette team. So JT, well, he's not there yet, is he? He's about half a lap away. So let's not get too excited. I think Tommy Roo might get back out ahead of him. So Boosted then leads 3 seconds now. Deacon Do dropping off the pace as Boosted lifts the pace to another dimension. Chunky Ribena, some 10 seconds adrift of that battle, but only 2.5 seconds ahead of his teammate, who is bringing it hard. The fuel is low in the Audis, the Porsches. Well, Deacon's also, I mean, Boosted's doing okay with the fuel as well. And so's MJ. So some cars are using their fuel more than others. Adnap's going to wish he put more fuel in that car, I reckon. He's gonna run out of fuel before he runs out of tyres. JTR is leading the race. So JTR does get the lead from Tommy Roo. Tommy Roo comes out on soft tyres just behind JTR. JTR's tyres pretty old at this point, but his car is nice and light, where Tommy Roo has filled that bad boy right up. Duffman back in third, but is waiting for second place, and Thunder bringing it. Now Duffman's on the medium tyres. This is jeopardy because Thunder's on the softs and he's bringing the noise. Oliver in fourth on those mediums. He's 7 seconds ahead of Bob. Bob's gone for another set of softs, and I think Bob is going to be absolutely hounding it. And Dreaded Lucifer isn't that far behind Bob either. To say Dreaded Lucifer had an earlier stop than the rest of them. Get boosted, 2.2 seconds. Oh yeah, I said earlier, didn't I? Adnap had a win. Yeah, the dude, who was it? Whoever won it last Friday, he didn't put 2 sets of tyres on, so got disqualified, which meant that Adnap took the win. Garuda now up in 6th as Sinister comes into the pits. And speaking of the devil, there's Adnap himself, a winner from last round. The race hasn't gone as well as he would like. Sinister had that damage, remember? So his pit stop might be a little longer than scheduled. Boosted 1.9 seconds ahead of Deacon Do, and Deacon Do is absolutely hounding at Boosted now, and their fuels are starting to get a bit low. Boosted more lower than Deacon Do. Chunky Ribena, he's looking like he needs a pit stop pretty soon himself, as does J Car. MJ could go for a lap or two. Garuda also a lap or two, and Adnap probably is wishing he put a load of fuel in that car when he pitted now. Boosted goes across the line. No chance for a pit stop from him, nor Deacon either. Chunky, he's got no fuel on board. He's got to come in, surely. So Chunky makes a pit stop, and so does his teammate J Car, Nitro. And MJ continues on. Oh, he picked up a small penalty. No, he's coming also. Don't like that close camera angle. Can we change that? So Garuda, half the Group 1 cars are in to the pits for a service, and Garuda does not come in with them. Adnap in 7th, pitted earlier for damage, and oh no, Sinister's picked up a pit lane infringement and has a 3-second penalty. That's a big penalty. Tommy Roo still leads after his pit stop and a good servicing. Tommy Roo now 12 seconds ahead of Duffman, who is in trouble. Duffman has Thunder all up and in his wax. And Thunder has he made the move? No, it's a drag race to the line. Duffman just slightly ahead in the braking zone. And Thunder a little wide there. Duffman makes the corner. Duffman driving out of his skin as the leaders make their pit stops. Ladies and gentlemen, get boosted into the pits. Deacon stays out as Thunder goes for that inside line there. And it looks like he's got the move done on Duffman, but Duffman's still reading ahead. And they go into the very fast corner. What the Jeebus? That's not the button I pressed. It wasn't. I pressed the wrong button. But Duffman still ahead of Thunder as Thunder lays the law down. And Boosted still in the pits, filling up. Garuda. Oh, Thunder, I think, just sent one up the inside of Duffman there whilst we were watching Duffman. Silly camera angle, silly camera angle. So then Thunder now up and into second place. But remember, Thunder's on the soft tyre and Duffman on the mediums. Got to look at the bigger picture. Bob is up into fourth. He's got himself ahead of Oliver. He's on those soft tyres. He was like 7 seconds behind Oliver, wasn't he? So that is a cracking little bit of pace from Bob there. As long as he remembers to put a set of medium tyres on some point in this race, he's going to be golden. Oliver in fifth. Not sure now. Hang on. Yeah, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Because I'm holding the empty. I'm holding space 16. So JTR. He had to make a pit stop from the lead down. Deacon Do in now. Adnap up into second, but it looks like he's going to have to make a pit. There's Boosted. Came out the pits ahead of Chunky Ribena and nicely ahead. And he's going to have to make a killer outlap to try and stave off Deacon Do. He's put the soft tyres on. He's filled right up. Deacon Do now being serviced as Adnap makes his way around. I'm not sure if Adnap needs to get himself into the pits this time. He is. He's on fumes. He gets there just in time. I think his car ended up running out of fuel just as he got to the pit entrance there. Boosted then comes around to retake the lead. Deacon Do being filled at the moment. Boosted looks like it's all done and dusted. He's through. Deacon Do has now been released. He's in the pit exit. It's close, but Boosted just flashes by as Deacon Do tucks in behind, and they're both on the soft tyre. Boosted and Deacon both on the soft tyre, both filled up. It's a race to the next pit stop from these two, and they're going at it again. Deacon Do laying the pressure on the Boosted. Chunky Ribena 14 seconds behind them. J Car in fourth. Didn't he pit just behind his teammate Deacon? That's not his teammate. Chunky's his teammate. Yeah, just behind him, but they're 5 seconds apart. So J Car losing a bit of time out, but that's because Chunky's gone soft and J Car's gone to the medium tyre. MJ's on the soft tyre. So J-Car could be in trouble here as Sinister making his way around. He's got pace today. He had a little knock and damage, so he's going to be dangerous. Garuda in seventh. He's made his pit stop, and so has Adnap back to the mediums on a full tank of fuel. Tommy Roo still leading this race. 15 seconds ahead of Thunder, who's only 1.8 seconds ahead of Duffman. Duffman just needs to keep the Ferrari in sight. And Bob, 15 seconds adrift of those guys, is trying to catch up with Oliver in fifth. 12 seconds ahead of Dreaded Lucifer, who's only just ahead of JTR. We've got a race on here between the Lambo and the Corvette. At the moment, having to drive out of his skin through the earlier damage that he picked up. I think some sort of lag issue, because he did say the lag was bad. So JTR then trying to get the comeback on the go, and that's the man with the fastest lap. Going onto the softs with some light fuel loads. They've been a few laps. He's pitted since, back in. Medium tyres, full tank. He's He's out there in 8th place at the moment. JTR, they're just sliding through the chicane. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff from the Corvette as it sets chase for Dread Lucifer. Only half a second behind. It looked further, didn't it? Sat in car. But yeah, only half a second and getting closer. But they've got... Oh, Deacon Doo's got ahead. Sorry, Deacon Doo's got ahead of Boosted. And we missed it. I apologise. So Deacon Doo, after all that work, has finally got the job done, but now they've got across a bunch of Group 3 cars, and Group 3 cars get priority. They're to stay on the racing line. It is down to the Group 1 cars to find a way past. Oh, the two Group 3 cars absolutely taking each other out, and that made it easier for Deacon and Boosted there. Let's have a look, see if we can do something fancy. So here we see on board, and then he's stuck behind the Lambo, doesn't know what to do. How am I going to get past the Lambo? That's all right, the Corvette will make a space for me. And there you go. It didn't as good as I thought it was going to do in the car, sorry. So yeah, Deacon Doo leads, with Boosted just behind, then Chunky Ribena in 3rd, J-Car in 4th. J-Car now being hounded by MJ. MJ on it. MJ on it and past it already before I could even get on the car. So MJ is putting the moves on J-Car, sitting in his toe, looking for a way by, but we've seen these Porsches struggling to get past the Audi in a straight line. And the Audi quite sensational with the speed on the straights. But MJ right there in the wake. He's on a faster tyre as well, if I remember rightly. J-Car on those medium tyres. And there you go, MJ sends it up the inside, and he keeps it. There you go, cracking move there from MJ. He licked the stamp. So MJ up ahead of J-Car. Sinister some 10 seconds behind those bad boys, and going a similar pace. Garuda's come into the pits. Oh, he's picked up more damage, bless him. So that's Adnap up into 7th. Tommy Roo still leads with a handsome amount of seconds ahead of Thunder. Thunder building the gap between himself and Duffman before his tyres die. And Duffman just has to keep Thunder in sight and hope those medium tyres fail. Bob, 12 seconds behind. It was 15, now he's 12. Bob slowly trying to catch up the leaders again. Bob was leading in the early doors of this race, and he's been having to frantically make it back up. Then Oliver in the McLaren. It's 8 seconds ahead of JTR, and Dread Lucifer is behind JTR. It will some redressing before that overtake by JTR. JTR on soft tyres, and Dread Lucifer on the mediums. Boosted is back ahead. It's not even worth doing the replay, is it? Because you know it's I'm not caught it. So Boosted back ahead of Deacon Doo, and these two are having quite the scrap, it has to be said. But they're not slowing each other down, because Chunky Ribena isn't gaining anything on them. I imagine he wished that they were taking big chunks of time out of each other with all of this racing, but no. They're still keeping those very swift lap times on the go at the same time as battling. So Chunky Ribena 3rd, and MJ is bringing it, isn't he? MJ woke up. So Chunky Ribena, it looks like he's going to be clinging on soon. He's on the soft tyres. Maybe he's doing a bit of fuel save. It looks similar between himself and MJ. MJ closing the gap on Chunky Ribena. Chunky Ribena has been in like third spot pretty much the whole race. Sinister gave him a little bit of something to think about earlier, but I think Sinister picked up some damage, dropped back a little bit, but now Sinister 10 seconds behind J Car. Everything sound in J Car's car. You can see MJ 1.5 seconds ahead of him. It's always helpful if you can still see the car ahead. Keeps you concentrated. Sinister then 10 seconds, 22 seconds ahead of Adnap in 7th. And Garuda in 8th, having to make a pit stop to fix some damage. Tommy Roo 16 seconds ahead of the Ferrari. Oh, Garuda must have hit Tommy Roo on his way past, but it doesn't seem to have hurt him too much. So the Ferrari in 2nd, 16 seconds behind. He's pulled another second out on Duffman, but Duffman maintaining a lovely consistent lap time there. But Bob has pulled in another couple of seconds. Bob is flying, but he's on the soft tyres, and he's going to have to pit, I think, before he catches Duffman up. He's in the midst of it at the moment, being lapped by the Group 1 cars. And that's what it looks like. There's 3rd place. Duffman's fuel's really low. Did he not fill right up when he went into the pits? It's, I don't know. It didn't seem like it that long ago the Group 3 cars pitted. It's continuing on anyway. And there's so Duffman. Sitting in 3rd in the Group 3 cars at the moment. I think he's got MJ and J Car catching him up. He's 9 seconds ahead of Bob now. There goes MJ through. Awesome stuff. And he's only 8 seconds ahead, but he looks like he's going to have to pit. So what's the other guys doing in that area? Tommy Roo, he's got just under half a tank. Thunder's got a quarter of a tank. So, yeah, Duffman, low on fuel. Bob might get the jump on Duffman here in this set of pit stops. Duffman did pit a lot earlier than the other guys, didn't he? So yeah, that does make sense. Oliver. He's 16 seconds behind Bob, but only 1.3 seconds ahead of JTR. JTR on an absolute push at the moment, and Dread Lucifer also looks like he's ready for a pit stop. Boosted leads the Group 1 cars by 1.7 seconds. Deacon Do in 2nd place. They're 16 seconds ahead of Chunky Ribena, whom is being caught by MJ. Oh, J-Car all up in MJ's busyness. They've got past Thunder now, I believe. J-Car on those medium tyres. MJ's on the softs. And they don't look like they're too used at the moment. J-Car giving it his utmost best against the mighty MJ. Chunky Ribena at the moment, I imagine he's wondering where everyone went. Sinister, 7 seconds. Sinister's the one, I think, at the end of this race to watch. think he's going to be wanting that podium that he was fighting for earlier in the race. And he's only 8 seconds behind J Car and MJ, but did he pit a bit earlier? But his fuel seems to be okay. He's 26 seconds ahead of last week's winner, Adnap, and Garuda in 8th place. Tommy Roo leads the Group 3 cars ahead of Thunder. Oh God, ahead of Thunder. Bob now in 3rd, but Bob is very close to a pit stop. JTR out of sync with the pit stops, is in 4th as Duffman has made his pit stop. Doesn't look like he changed his tyres, just filled up. He's back out ahead of Oliver, who's also had to make a pit stop, and Dreaded Lucifer also making a pit stop. He's lost 15 seconds to Oliver. Oh, and it looks like a struggle for Chunky Ribena there to get past the McLaren. And with only 8.5 seconds ahead of MJ, he could have done without that obstacle. Deacon Doos picked up a ½ second penalty, so Boosted able to stretch that lead out a little bit more. Sinister 7 seconds behind J Car now. So the Group 1 cars, none of them look ready for a pit stop for a short while now. Tommy Ruse picked up a ½ second penalty, but it makes no difference because he's nearly 17 seconds ahead of Thunder, who's only 9 seconds ahead of Bob. Bob is serious, but Bob looks like he needs to pit soon in the next lap or two. JTR is hunting himself a BMW. Reckless in the chat saying, I have been up since 4 AM. I'm definitely doing this journey by plane next time. My good golly gosh, it might be a bit quicker, yeah. So one of the pink Porsches putting the move on Bob. I'm going to say that's Edna. Let's have a look. No, it's not. It's got to be MJ. No, because MJ's got J Car with him. It must have been Edna. And MJ under pressure from J Car at the moment. J Car on those medium tyres, so is MJ starting struggling on the softs? They look okay, don't they? They do look okay. So I'm unsure, but J Car pushing on with those mediums, staying with the Porsche. It's very impressive. Chunky Ribena, 16 seconds adrift of Deacon Do still. Deacon Do dropping nearly 2 seconds more off of Boosted with that ½ second penalty. Bob's in the pits. Bob is in the pits. That's Duffman back up a position. He'll be waiting for JTR to go in. Thunder is fuel's flashing. Tommy Roo still good on fuel. Tommy Roo having an absolutely blinding race there, as opposed to last week. It didn't look like he was having fun in the Group 1 cars, and I can tell you why. Just rubbish. They are no fun to drive whatsoever. But that's just my humble opinion, and there'll be 8 other people out there that would disagree in this lobby. But yeah, you wouldn't see me dead in the Group 1 car. So JTR then, he's looking like he's ready for a pit stop, and ooh, Thunder really is rinsing every last bit out of that Ferrari fuel tank. He's into the pits. Is Duffman going to get his second spot back? He's ahead of Bob by 9 seconds. Bob has gone to the medium tyre now. We are not even halfway in this race, ladies and gents. We're 51 minutes deep. And Dreaded Lucifer, 11 seconds he's got to find on the McLaren. JTR into the pits, as is Thunder. So Duffman looking poised to go back up into second place. Is he going to get another podium? The cheeky little Lando fan. Yeah, I say Lando because he's got his initials on his car. It's got to be. Or it's the old 90s metal band L7. Equally as good. Boosted then leads 4.1 seconds from Deacon Do. The tyres are getting worn, but the fuel is fine. I don't think we've got any fear of pit stops here at the moment. Jay Carr has got himself ahead of MJ. I apologise, but on the medium tyres, is it the soft tyres starting to give up some grip? As Nitro goes up and into 4th place, MJ then sucking Audi exhaust fumes. Sinister is there, 1.6 seconds. Sinister doing the impossible as they come across a few of the Group 3 cars. And Sinister back in the fight, but his softs are pretty used, as is MJ's. Adnap, 28 seconds adrift of those guys, still the fastest lap holder. And he's 31 seconds ahead of Garuda. So what was we looking at? J-Car, MJ and Sinister. Things that make you go, Sinister, MJ and that J-Car battle is absolutely tantalising. Tommy Roo still leads, but he needs to make a pit stop pretty soon. Duffman in second. Only 8/10 ahead of Thunder. Thunder bringing it back to Duffman. Duffman going for another... Oh no, he kept the same medium tyres on, didn't he? Very clever. And Thunder going for another set of fresh softs. And Bob there, only 7.5 seconds behind that podium battle, with still over an hour of racing left to go. It's going to be cracking. So we're getting near halfway, so let's find a nice car to sit in for you guys. Is there anyone close? MJ's quite close, isn't he? To J Car. Tyres are looking a bit slippery though. Oh no, Sinister. Here we go then. Have fun, guys. treat that was. You got a few laps and a pit stop as well. Chunky Ribena has come in. I didn't expect him to pit that soon, to tell you the truth. So Boosted is in the lead. His tyres pretty worn. His fuel's low. Deacon Do chasing him down. His fuel's low. His tyres are pretty worn. Chunky Ribena has come in, and so has J Car Adnap. He's got good fuel. He could go ahead of him, but he is out of sequence, remember. MJ, recently pitted. He's put the medium tyres on, and he's on his way. Sinister chasing him down, 1.6 seconds behind. Cracking stuff. Oh no. Reckless says you missed Sinister absolutely wiping MJ out. Well, you know, probably a good job then. I was not around. MJ's had a nightmare day. It's been a long week, remember. So Sinister apparently took the Porsche out, but he's alright. He's there. He's still ahead of them. So maybe they've lost some time on the battle ahead. Garuda is back in the action again. Oh, and Dreaded Lucifer's had enough. So Tommy Roo in the Group 3s is leading ahead of Thunder by 20 seconds now as the Group 3 cars make their way through. And Bob, oh no, the Beamer, Bob is up ahead of Duffman. And that'll be, that was tight for Garuda to get by. And no, nothing Bob did wrong there. He had to stick to his racing line. It was down to Garuda to be patient. And so Bob up and back into third. Well, he was leading the race, remember, but now in third, only 1.2 seconds behind the Ferrari. So absolute battlage on the go there. The Ferrari on the soft tyres, half a tank. Medium tyres for the BMW. And on half a tank also. Duffman in fourth. He's been in the podium positions for so long. He was up there in second place, but medium, maybe the old medium tyres not doing so well for him. He'll have to watch out with JTR with an absolute cracking pace, 45.5 last time around, next to Duffman's 48.4. And JTR might be able to close down that gap between himself and Duffman on less fuel. He's got to watch out. Deacon and Boosted both into the pits. Adnap is a minute behind the leaders, so it's not looking like he's going to take the lead of the race. Chunky Ribena out ahead of his teammate by 10 seconds. And it really is looking like Chunky Ribena is going to get that third spot. MJ nearly 11 seconds behind J Car. J Car on the softs and MJ on the medium. Since has gone for the soft tyre. And Garuda still in it there, but he's got to make a pit stop. And Tommy Roo 21 seconds ahead of Bob. Bob's got Thunder now. My good golly gosh, we are missing it all. Let's see if it works. Oh, it was down the straight. A drag race into the braking zone, and the BMW easily getting the position. Great stuff there from Bob. What a turnaround of a race he's had so far. Deacon and Boosted still in the pits, refueling. Adnap is there, but he's not going to get anywhere near. And it's Deacon out before Boosted. Deacon going for the soft tyre. I think he short-filled just very slightly on Boosted to get that lead. And he's got it, by Jove, on the soft tyre as well. Boosted's gone for the medium tyre. And it is a race on now. 54 minutes left of this race. We have still virtually got an hour of racing ahead of us. Everything is up for grabs. Chunky Ribena in that third spot, 10 seconds ahead of his teammate J Car, whom is 12 seconds ahead of MJ. And Sinister's going for a move. Sinister looking to get a move done on MJ. But MJ making the Porsche wide, making it very difficult for Sinister as Garuda goes into the pits. And Sinister then sends it down the inside. And it looks like MJ survives that one just about. And Sinister struggling to find a way past MJ. Sinister on those soft tyres. He's got to make hay. He wants to get past and make a distance from MJ. But MJ being a tricky little fella. And Sinister struggling to find a way past. Both exactly the same machinery. The only difference is the nut behind the steering wheel. At the moment, the pink Porsche's nut is screwed up a little tighter than the black Porsche, Golf Porsche. Ooh, he's right there again, is Sinister, having a look up the inside this time. MJ's gone high, he's gone high, like coal trickle. And Sinister then gets through and ahead. Bake and shake, baby, bake and shake. But MJ getting a tow all the way along the straight. And he's going to have a look in the braking zone. Oh no, Oliver has gone as well. The field is falling to pieces. And MJ then couldn't find a way past Sinister. So let's have a look. The Group 3 field is starting to thin out somewhat. Tommy Rue leads by 19 seconds. Bob has slowed. No, Bob isn't slow. Sorry, it looked like Bob was slowed down and let Thunder through. Thunder is really in his wake, looking to get that position back. Duffman in 12th, back into the pits for Duffman. Fuel's low. And JTR ever closer. So he just unlapped himself from Boosted. The hell's that? What's Boosted doing? That really looked like the Corvette had gone back past. Maybe Boosted had hit the Corvette or something and let him through. But that would be a pointless redress, wouldn't it? But Deacon is definitely 6 seconds ahead, so something strange was happening with Boosted on that lap. He was 2 seconds slower than Deacon do. So Adnap still holding on to that third place. He's still got the fuel at the moment. Chunky Ribena slowly creeping towards him. J-Car getting a bigger distance from his teammate. It seems like Chunky pulling away. Sinister ahead of MJ, who sets chase now, but MJ on the medium tyres, Sinister on the softs. And that should be a slight advantage to Sinister. As MJ chases Garuda, a minute behind the pack. Onto the medium tyres, full tank of fuel, and see how long he can go for. So Tommy Rue, is it enough? 50 minutes left of the race, and Bob's pace is real. It is real, ladies and gents. Can Tommy Rue survive? 47.5 from him last time out. 46.6 from Bob, nearly a second faster. And if he can do that every lap, he definitely will be on the back of the Porsche anytime soon. As Boosted tries to find a way through the Group 3s, he is struggling to find a clean route past the Group 3 cars, and Deacon do again making hay, lengthening that distance between himself and Boosted. Adnap in third, but he is out of sequence, remember. Chunky Ribena 7 seconds behind Adnap, slowly pulling Adnap in. J-Car maintaining that 11-second gap to his teammate, while Sinister has built up a lead to the medium-cladded MJ's Porsche. And Sinister on the soft tyres, trying to pull away. And we lost the Lamborghini of dreaded Lucifer earlier on, and Oliver in the McLaren has just dipped also. I'll check Discord to see if there's anything on there about it. You never know. not say? Sorry, we do. Oh, Jed Lucifer, I think, didn't like the end of the race. So, Sinister then, in 6th place, 10 seconds behind J Car. And what can he do against the Audis? A 34.8 last time around for him, J Car, 35.3. So, half a second faster for Sinister. And MJ trying to stay with him on those medium tyres, but struggling to do so. Adnap, how's he doing with that fuel? He's still got plenty to go by at the moment. Tommy Roo, 16 seconds. So Bob needs a pit stop where Tommy Roo does not. Thunder also not needing a pit stop. The BMW quite thirsty. JTR has got past Duffman, but Duffman we saw making that pit stop. And Chunky Ribena then coming across the jumpy Corvette. Something tells me JTR's running this on a PS4. I don't know. The rumour I've heard is the PS4 really doesn't like the time jump. So if they've got their time jump at the fastest at like times 24, then yeah, it's going to cause lag. That Deacon, great feature. You'd rather see smoother cars than the Sunshine. But Deacon at the moment 10 seconds ahead of Boosted having a nightmare getting through. He just caught up all the Group 3 cars in the wrong part of the track, which has held him up somewhat, but his medium tyres should last longer than Deacon Do's softs. Adnap, his fuel has gone red now, so he's a couple of laps away from a pit stop. And Chunky Ribena doesn't need him to make a pit stop, he's just been catching him up nice and slowly on track. J Car losing another second to his teammate. Sinister 8.5 seconds behind J Car. 36.1 from J Car that time. Sinister comes across the line to do a 34.6. So J Car has a big chunk of time. Live with Sinister on the medium tyres, it seems. Thunder in the chat. Thunder, you're meant to be driving, my friend. Where are you? Oh, you're in the pits, that's why. Thunder, this multi-class race is making me anxious. I can imagine those big bad boys flying by you every 2 seconds. So, Thunder in the pits with JTR and Bob. Means that Thunder back out ahead of Bob there. Thunder back out ahead of Bob. Soft tyres for Bob, soft tyres for Thunder. Ferrari versus BMW. And Duffman back up into 3rd place, but only 4.7 seconds ahead of the Corvette. And the Corvette is on the business today. He means to do damage. So Deacon Do is leading this race. Can it be? Can it be that Deacon is going to get a win here? I haven't seen him get a win in the races I've covered. So fingers crossed. Dreaded Lucifer saying, I do think the multi-class races work. Oh, he does not. It's a strange one. It's not a race as such, is it? It's more of a strategy. It's a different kind of race. It's not all about the pace and the speed, is it? It's about, I don't know, rhythm, consistency, and such what, and stamina. I have done long races. They can be quite painful, even in a sim environment. So, but I am with you, Dreaded Lucifer. I do like short stints. I like short sprint races. They are nice. J Car then up into 4th. With Sinister in 5th, Adnap made that pit stop. Sorry, I missed what happened there. So Adnap's made his pit stop down into 12 seconds. 12 seconds, sorry, behind his teammate. So Adnap, really, you've got to say, he's had a great comeback here. He's put himself back into the fight. He's not fighting for a podium, but I don't think he had the pace for that today. His qualifying didn't go great, and he was down in 5th or 6th fighting with his teammate until he got the damage. But since fixing the damage, he's cracked on. And Garuda's struggling. I think it is the wheel that Garuda's struggling with. But he's cracking on. He's going to master it. And he's getting good lap times now, so he's getting there. Tommy Roo leads this race, but Bob made a pit stop, but Tommy Roo, quarter of a tank left. Tommy Roo's got this one sealed, ladies and gents, sealed. Where Bob and Thunder are having an absolute blast. And pretty Lucifer in chat saying, well, I wasn't gaining, so it felt pointless staying in. No, hey man, I'm not judging you. No judgment here, my friend. If it's not going well, and it doesn't seem to be you going anywhere, yeah, make the pit. Pull the car, but Bob at the moment under absolute pressure. Boosted comes through. At last he's caught some Group 3 cars on a straight. He must be so pleased. Boosted then, 11 seconds. D can do. Oh, he can do this, you know. I'm not against Boosted, but it is nice to see various winners of a season, and this season was designed that it should be that you don't know who would win. Get Boosted and Garuda both started the season in the Nissan. It proved to be a handful more than expected. So they moved over to the Audi, which is still a handful apparently. And yeah, Boosted, DNF'd a race before. And in this one, he looked like he was on for a win, but Deacon Do was matching his pace all the way. And since their last pit stop, Boosted put the medium tyres on, but I don't think it's been the medium tyres that's been the factor here. I think it was just traffic. I think Boosted had a lot of trouble with traffic, and he's lost a bit of time to Deacon Do, and I just don't think he's in a position to be able to make it back. He's going to have to hope Deacon Do comes across bad traffic also, or makes a mistake. Interesting stuff. Chunky Ribena, 24 seconds off of the battle for the lead, but he's back in third, 12 seconds ahead on the United Motorsport team. And Sinstor. Oh, Hadnap. He's not made a pit stop, I don't think. But he seems to have lost a chunk of time. It's even saying he's a lap down. Oh, MJ's struggling with something out there. He's got damage now. He didn't before. But yeah, MJ struggling with something after an hour and 20 minutes of driving. It looks like the MJ is fighting with something in there. He's going to have to get in the gym and work on that stamina, that going the long way. And at the moment, Garuda might be fancying catching up MJ there to get a position. Oh, that's Adnap, sorry. MJ, yeah, he has picked up damage. So, oh God, this is a really slow lap for him. He's going pretty slow there, isn't he? Well, he's got his foot right down. Looks slow when they're coming around that big oval. He's obviously not. He's staying on the inside of that yellow line. He's going into the pits. to fix the damage, and that puts Garuda in play now, ladies and gentlemen. Garuda in the Audi, still testing, still getting used to the wheel. Adnap up a position, but too far to annoy Sinister, I believe. And Sinister is going for J Car. He's going for 4th place here, ladies and gentlemen. Fair play to him. Tommy Roo, almost a minute ahead of Bob at this point. Bob pulling away from the Thunder. And Tommy Roo will be pitting on this lap, but I think he's pretty safe in that lead. As it looks like the chunky Ribena comes across Bob to put a lap on him. And Thunder only 2 seconds adrift of the BMW. The BMW is a bit thirstier, isn't it, did we say? Bob on the soft tyres. Tommy Roo is in. And Thunder, if it is thirsty, it's only very slightly thirsty. It's about similar with the Ferrari. JTR up above Duffman again. Poor Duffman. We lost someone else. Oliver and Lucifer. That's it, isn't it? Adnap still with that fastest lap of the race. Duffman at the moment running in 5th. Deacon leads 10 seconds. Boosted pulled a bit in on him there, but Deacon might be just pacing himself. Deacon is probably streaming this on Twitch right now. If you go and find him, Deacon do. Pretty sure I've searched for him. He's pretty easy to find. So Chunky Ribena in 3rd place, steadily pulling away from his teammate J Car Nitro. And Sinister 6 seconds. Sinister aims to do business today. He ain't messing. So he's come across the Corvette of JTR, but he's just got to show a little patience and wait for an opportune moment to get past the Corvette. And decides to back off because he's not sure which way the Corvette's going to bounce. And there he goes. He's through. But Adnap, the only threat he's got is Adnap in 6th, who seems to be quite away. And Adnap's gone for another fastest lap in that Porsche just to prove that he can. And MJ, I don't think he's taking part anymore. I think he's parked it. I think he's going to have a little snooze. He's gone into the back of the garage. He's fluffed up his pillows. And he's having a little snooze. So Deacon, 9 seconds now. Boosted slowly pulling him in. And the battle will commence pretty soon. 35 minutes left to go of this 2-hour race, ladies and gentlemen. The lead can still go either way. Chunky Ribena looks like he has sealed off the 3rd position, but Sinister's ahead of J Car. Oh no, J Car's had a moment. J Car has had a moment. Has it already happened? I think it has, you know. Yeah, he's got the damage, so that replays from us. So, yeah, Sinister pushing on. He was piling on the pressure, but I think that's about as far as it's going to go. I don't think he's going to be able to catch Chunky Ribena, but you never know. Never say never. So J Car with the damage has gone in. Does that bring Adnap back into play here? It possibly could. Adnap having a great second half of the race. And Garuda. He's gained a position. Oh, MJ has come back out. Oh, no. Oh, MJ's gone altogether. He's quit out. My word. So Deacon leads this race ahead of Boosted, 9 seconds. Chunky Ribena in 3rd. Sinister in 4th. With Adnap 5th. And the fastest lap there so far. J Car out of the pits, onto a set of mediums, full tank. He's going to be going for the long run now. He hasn't got anyone around him to race. Adnap will be pitting before the end of the race. I don't know. That's probably enough to get him to the end of the race, in fact. So Garuda gains a position, but we lose the Porsche of MJ. Tommy Roo 11 seconds ahead of Bob after his pit stop. He's lost another 7 seconds there. This is going to be a tight finale for the Group 3 cars. Tommy Roo and the Bob of Bobston is heading his way in the BMW. Thunder 4.2 seconds behind. So Bob's bringing Thunder along with him to the fight with Tommy Roo. JTR only 7 seconds behind them after an hour and 30 minutes of racing, ladies and gents. The field is not that spread. It is shocking that they're all virtually there. Tommy Roo 9 seconds ahead of Bob. Bob's 4 seconds ahead of Thunder. Thunder's 7 seconds ahead. I mean, fuels are probably all different, are they not? Here we go. Tommy Roo. Yeah, well, Tommy Roo's just pitted, filled up. Bob is about halfway through his tank. Thunder about halfway. JTR is about halfway. And Duffman about quarter of the way. Deacon Duke coming across Duffman at the moment. 8 seconds. Boosted slowly but surely is pulling Deacon back in. Is this a tyre wear thing? The tyres are about half torn up for Deacon Duke. He was doing late 34s, early 35s. He's still doing early 35s, really. I just think Get Boosted has sped up somewhat. We'll have a look in a minute. Just want to see what this lap is. Oh, that's he follows the BMW through the chicane and gives the BMW a little shove. Says, come on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Thunder in 10th. What? Everything looks fine. What's the matter with him? I saw a message from Thunder saying, oh, just kill me now. But everything looks okay. So Thunder panicking over nothing, I think. Tommy Roo 8.6 seconds ahead of Bob. There's only 5.6 seconds ahead of Thunder. I don't know what Thunder's moaning about. Deacon Duke 5.5 seconds. My God, that was a big leap in that last lap. A 36.5 from Deacon Duke. A 34.1 from Boosted. Well, Duffman might have had something to do with that, yeah, because Deacon come across Duffman. So now Boosted has virtually halved that gap. It was up to 11 seconds at one point. And Deacon, I'm sure, will be well aware that Boosted is closing in. But it's the way it goes, swings and roundabouts. My love, my darling. Sinister into the pits. Adnap, he's got fuel to keep on going. And J Car had that damage, had to get it fixed. He's only 36 seconds ahead of Garuda, but Garuda on a different strategy himself. So, yeah, Adnap goes up into 4th spot. He's been absolutely blistering pace in the Porsche. Deacon then 5 seconds ahead of Boosted. The tyres are seeming to be very wary on the Porsche. And the Audi looks like it's barely touched those medium tyres. Chunky Ribena, he's getting set for a pit stop, and Adnap will be going a little bit further than those guys, but he's still going to have to pit before the end of this race. I imagine this is Sinister's last pit stop of the race also. Garuda. Sinister now looks like he's on his way out, is out. Ahead of, only just ahead of J Car. That could have been a fly in the ointment for Sinister, but he seems to have cleared that obstacle. And Sinister then gets to put in some nice flying laps. See if he can close the gap on Chunky Ribena. Adnap out there doing what he can after a bit of a shocking start. He's doing okay. Excuse me. I've been trying to mute back off. I do apologise if there's a couple slip out. Tommy Roux leads 7.8 seconds on Bob. 3/4 of a tank of fuel against 1/4 of a tank of fuel. So they're on different strategies at the moment. Thunder 7 seconds and JTR is closing in. Thunder should start getting rather nervous about the Corvette heading in his direction. Similar fuel load, similar tyre wear. This is for position. Duffman is going to have to make another pit stop again. That BMW is very... You're going to have to short shift that bad boy. Duffman. Change earlier. Lots earlier. Change when it gets to about 3/4 of the length up. Deacon, 3.2 seconds. Looks like traffic. They're in amongst all the traffic again. And Deacon then, there's the leader of the Group 3s. Deacon goes through. And Boosted closing in as the pit stops are imminent. Chunky Ribena comes in for his pit stop. Why did I jump up to... I thought I pressed Adnap. So, Adnap. Again, I'm not sure where Adnap's going to end up in all of this. He's got to end up behind Sinister, surely. I mean, he's had some really cracking laps. But he was out of sequence. He's got another pit stop to make. We're thinking Sinister's made... This is his final stint. 26.5 minutes left of the race. That 2 hours went by rather quickly, if you ask me. So Deacon do. He's preparing for a pit stop in the next lap or two. Boosted also getting ready for a pit stop as he chases down the Porsche. And Adnap, he's not going to end up in third. I think Chunky Ribena has pretty much earned the right for that podium position. Who's that in front of him? Who the hell came out of the pits in front of him? Oh, was it... Oh, Boosted just driving past the pits, I guess. Chunky? Boosted, yeah. Sorry. I thought what, it looked like Boosted's car, but it looked like he was in the pit lane, but he must have just been going around that corner. So, Boosted. He's a lap ahead of 4th place Chunky Ride. No. Yeah, he's a lap ahead. Unbelievable stuff. Deacon do as well. His tyres getting on the rough end. And he's going to be making a pit stop pretty soon. MJ in the chat. Team news from Penske, number 919. Had to retire the car due to a terminal gearbox fault or something along those lines. We're saying gearbox then, MJ. Is that what we're going to go with? I said it was your physical where you couldn't go for a long time, but it was the gearbox. Get Boosted then on chase for Deacon do. This is a cracking race though, MJ. It might have been a nightmare where you were sat with your gearbox, but on the outside it has been a humdinger. Adnap then in third, but he's out of sequence. Sinister chasing down Chunky. It was 23 seconds. It's now 15 seconds. Chunky, he's on the soft tyres. He should be okay, but Sinister is driving like the Elzebooth is his passenger. Boosted getting serviced. And let's hope it's a good service as well. JK 11 seconds behind. Sinister 30 seconds ahead of Garuda. He did a 38.1 last time in that Audi. Garuda is smashing in the 36s. It could well be that we catch up with JK before the end of this race. Adnap, he's going to have to make a pit stop pretty soon himself. Will it be this lap? Not this lap, he says. Maybe the next. Deacon Do also ready for a pit stop, but he gets that one extra lap. Although his tyres must be very, very old and struggle to drive. Get boosters filled up. So Chunky Ribena, does Chunky Ribena not? Oh, sorry. Chunky Ribena, yeah, he's still got quite a lot of fuel in there. That's all right. I just thought someone pitted a little bit ago. Sinister pitted a while ago. And I said that was going to be his final stint. But Boosted has filled right up. But maybe the Audi a little thirstier than the Porsche. Talking about the Porsche, Deacon Do comes into the pits now. Adnap, I'm sure, also will be coming into the pits. That's longer than 24 hours because we started in the day, we went through the night, and now we're starting to go back into the night with 22 minutes left of the race to go. We're doing a 48-hour race, ladies and gents. 48-hour race, here we go. So, Chunky then. Someone pitted further down. It's the Bob. Bob is in. Tommy Roo stays out. Thunder also in. JTR, who has been on the comeback all race. He made damage early doors. Had to go in and fix it. Drove around on his own at the back for a while. Has come back into this. So boosted. Deacon. Oh my gosh. Boosted. Deacon. Deacon's out the pits. Boosted's coming around. Where is it? Deacon is way out ahead. Well done, Deacon, to his team. Great turnaround on that pit stop. And Boosted, well, it's about the same before they pitted. And now it is race to the checkered flag for these two. 3 seconds divides them after 1 hour and 38 minutes of driving. That is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Cracking stuff. Adnap's into the pits. Should promote Chunky back into a podium position. But Sinister is closing down. Sinister at 35.0 last time out. Chunky doing a 36.2. 1.2 seconds slower than Sinister. 34.7 for Sinister that time around. 13 seconds in it for the third place battle. Oh, Adnap's come out ahead of Sinister. Sinister closes in, but no, Adnap somehow has got himself 4th place away from Sinister. I thought Sinister would clear Adnap. In all fairness, I thought J Car might have been in trouble with Adnap. But what an absolute stint from Adnap. He's just done an absolute barnstorming stint with many fastest laps in it, and it's been enough to jump Sinister, who's picked himself up a penalty as well. It doesn't rain, it pours, and it doesn't rain here at Daytona. J Car is in 6th place, but Garuda now comes in for his final pit stop. Tommy Roo still going strong, but I think he's going to have to pit before the end of this race. Bob is going to be smashing out those lap times to try and be very close to Tommy Roo when he comes out of the pits. JTR now is ahead of Thunder, but I don't think JTR's got enough fuel there to get to the end of the race. Thunder might be okay. And Duffman has found that BMW is rather thirsty. He's going to have to change earlier than what he's doing. It's because you're screaming it out. Change. I'm not driving the car. Why am I saying that? So Deacon Do 2.3 seconds ahead of Boosted. 20 minutes remaining on the clock. Chunky 10 seconds ahead of Adnap, with Sinister only 9/10 behind him. There you can see the pink Porsche just ahead, behind the Ferrari of Thunder. Thunder chasing down the Corvette. The Corvette needing to make a pit stop before the end of the race. Sinister 6/10 behind Adnap, but we have seen that Adnap has been rather rapid today. So Adnap, after his pit stop, new set of soft tyres against Sinister's. There's only a few laps in it. But Adnap flying as he comes across the Corvette. He could do without this. He's going to go up and around, but Sinister has used the Corvette to close right up on the Porsche. He's got better momentum coming up high. I'm going high. And but no, unable to make the transaction. Adnap stays ahead. Absolutely blinding. No, Adnap's there just about, but Sinister is placing himself into the braking zone for the inside, and Sinister gets the move done. Beautiful stuff there. It's not over yet though. Adnap has something to say about it, and he does. He gets through as they come across Bob. But it looked like, oh, a little touch there between the two of them, but Adnap and Sinister have cleared the BMW, but the BMW comes back through past Sinister. And Adnap then lives to tell the tale. Oh, Sinister's picked up damage. What a shame. Although it was Sinister that hit Adnap, I suppose. Thunder's had a little complaint. What's going on now? He's stuck behind JTR there, it looks like. I don't know what's happened to JTR. JTR's got some damage on his car. And, Thunder will be running to the end, I am sure. Whereas JTR will have to make a pit stop soon. Deacon Do still leads this race, ladies and gentlemen. Boosted in second, Chunky Ribena in third, and it seems like he's doing okay holding it against Adnap. Sinister. So in the chat, I think that's Oliver saying car number 511 retired due to engine troubles. MJ saying now assuming my roller's chief strategist for Penske. Lol. Oh, he's helping Adnap out, telling him that Sinister has got a bit of damage now, and Chunky Ribena 9 seconds ahead, doing 35.6 with Adnap 34.9. It's tight stuff. 16 minutes left of racing. Deacon Do 1.5 seconds ahead of Boosted. Anyone can still win this race at this point. Chunky Ribena's third place isn't as safe as we thought it was, with the Adnap coming on strong. Sinister with the damage. Damage has been the hindrance of his race. He had to run a long stint earlier in this race with a bit of damage, and again now he's running the end of this race with damage. Hopefully it's not too broke that he can stay ahead of J Car. And Garuda in 7th. Tommy Roo in the Group 3s, led since the beginning. No, not since the beginning, because Bob led, didn't he? So Bob led early doors, but Bob had an issue, and then Tommy Roo took over, and now Bob is in second ahead of Thunder. So Bob having an absolute cracking little comeback here to finish second. And Thunder looking, oh God, press third, but it's not third, is it? For God's sakes. Thunder then, oh, struggling through the chicane as Boosted and Deacon Do come through. He's 12 seconds behind Bob, but JTR, oh yeah, they were fighting JTR himself. JTR behind now. And JTR, I still think, might have to make a pit stop before the end of the race. And will that help Duffman? That might do. Deacon Do, half a second with 14 minutes to go. Deacon Do has driven absolutely out of his skin today. He has had a race of ages. He has had an absolute blinding one. Can he maintain it for the final 14 minutes of this race against one of the top drivers of the UK? Get Boosted. Chunky Ribena, a minute off of the battle for first, but Adnap is closing in. 34.0 from Adnap again. Chunky Ribena at 35.7. He just cannot get that pace out of the Audi like Adnap can of the Porsche. And Deacon Do, 1.5 seconds he's managed to pull out on Boosted there. Looked like Boosted was getting ready to pull the trigger, but Deacon Do has all the answers, and again the Group 3 cars could play a part in this one. Deacon Do gets by rather quickly, and Boosted again, but I think Boosted still got a gain from that Group 3 car of Bob's BMW. And Boosted, oh, I thought he was having a look then. The toe will be helping, side by side, and Boosted edging the lead somewhat. Goes into the first corner, and it's Boosted in the lead. And Deacon Do has to fight for this lead. He's coming back against the... Oh, Boosted well off the road, but he survives and tries to get up the inside of Deacon there. And he's picked up a penalty. He's picked up a half-a second penalty for going off the track. And Deacon then, phew, Deacon survives only just as Boosted brought the wrath of Daytona down upon Deacon, and Deacon stayed chilled and survived. Unbelievable stuff. Boosted rattled. He's still got time to pay this penalty and come back at Deacon Do. And Chunky Ribena 6 seconds ahead of Adnap. Chunky pulls a 34.6 out of the hat, and that is not what Team Penske wants to see right now. 34.3 from Adnap last time around. Still faster. Sinister 8 seconds adrift of that battle, but he's carrying that damage. But he's managing to drive around it. He hasn't got the pace to go on the attack. J Carr in 6th spot ahead of Garuda, who is still getting used to the wheel and all of those other things. Tommy Rue 11 seconds ahead of Bob. Half a tank of fuel. Reckless in the chat saying, oh, hang on. Oliver saying, obviously that means Team Penske will win. And Reckless saying, this battle will end in tears. What the Deacon Do and Get Boosted, I thought it was just about to end in tears a corner or two ago, when Boosted was having a good old sniff up the inside of Deacon. They've come across an Audi of J Carr to put a lap on. He doesn't want to be lapped. Deacon does go up the inside of the Audi, and Boosted 2.3 seconds. He's paid that penalty off. Chunky Ribena only 5 seconds ahead of Adnap. Adnap is really pushing hard for that podium. This is on a knife's edge. Sinister in 5th ahead of J Carr in 6th, and Garuda in 7th. Tommy Rue 11 seconds ahead of Bob. 10 minutes left of racing. I don't think Bob can do it. I think that's it. I think Tommy Rue has got the win for the Porsche Thunder in a podium position there, ahead of Duffman. After JTR's pit stop, Duffman does go ahead of him. Can he stay ahead of him though? JTR has driven with quite a good pace today in the Corvette, only 8 seconds behind Duffman. Duffman a solid 4th place on the cards. Deacon Do 2 seconds ahead of Get Boosted. Get Boosted now coming across J Carr. Will he get by a little swifter than... No, it looks like J Carr is in no mood to pull over. Just about gives him enough room up the inside. There you go, let you through. Adnap 5.5 seconds, unable to close that gap anymore on Chunky Ribena. Closest battle on the track, ladies and gentlemen, is the one for the lead of this race. It's lap 69, baby, with just under 9 minutes to go. Deacon do 3 seconds. Boosted might be struggling here. His tyres look okay, the fuel looks alright. I think it's just the traffic that's caused the dilemmas, and the penalty wouldn't have helped either. And Deacon do is driving for his life, for the win. And Boosted is hunting him down. And that 6 seconds. He's lost his that traffic. Yeah, he's just had to get past Thunder. Could have cost him. Tommy Roo 10 seconds ahead of Bob, but they are pretty much lapping 46.7 for Tommy Roo last time around. Bob doing a 45.5. Thunder nearly 40 seconds. Oh, he's had another pit stop. He's topped up the fuel, left the tyres on. What a shame. Duffman only 6 seconds behind him. JTR only 7 seconds behind Duffman. So Thunder looks like he had to make a pit stop there for fuel. Wasn't quite enough to get to the end. Bob and Tommy Roo should be alright, you would think. Bob again pulling in a little more time on Tommy Roo, but Tommy Roo has plenty of it to spare. Deacon do 2.5 seconds. He's just done his fastest lap of the race so far of 33.6, and Boosted doing a 34.0 that last time around. Chunky Ribena a 34.8 with Adnap set in chase, but he seems to be dropping the other way now. 35.3 for Adnap. Sinister now coming across the Thunder in 5th place, and J-Car unable to make an impression on Sinister's damaged Porsche. And that looks like these are the positions. Tommy Roo, plenty of time still on Bob, and Thunder 4 seconds now ahead of Duffman. Is Duffman on the attack? Seconds up in the lead there for Deacon do against Boosted. And let's not forget Chunky Ribena. He was writing his last will and testament last week. He was on the door of death. He was making deals with the Grim Reaper, with the man flu. And look at him, what a comeback, what a bounce back ability, baby. And that's Chunky Ribena coming back with a bang to grab a podium. Boosted so far. Getting a toe off of the Corvette. Oh no, the Corvette. Chasing down Deacon do, who's just catching up the BMW. Is it in the wrong position to catch him up? He got around. No issue there. But I think Boosted's already cleared it. 2.5 seconds between the leaders here. With 5 more minutes to go. Chunky Ribena seems safe. Adnap unable to close in anymore on the Audi. And Sinister carrying that damage from earlier in the race. I think it's with Adnap, wasn't it? J-Car in 6th ahead of Garuda, who's getting used to the Audi and a steering wheel. He's usually a lot faster than that, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't judge him on this championship. He's breaking things in. Oh, Fred Lucifer's come back for the last lap. Tommy Roo 8.2 seconds ahead of Bob, but just 4 minutes to go. I don't think there's any chance of Bob catching Tommy Roo, as Tommy Roo makes a mistake. And then Thunder in 3rd place there, just ahead of Duffman, but Duffman's maintained that 4-second gap. And oh no, the Corvette's caught up Duffman though. Duffman might have to look after his fuel for the last 3. He's going to have to pit, isn't he? Is that going to last 3 laps? 3 minutes, I mean? And JTR comes flying by because we think Duffman's had to turn the engine down. Should have done that short shifting I was talking about, Duffman. Deacon do then, 2.4 seconds. I don't think there's anything Boosted can do, is there? Deacon do has control. He has control of the race. And Boosted just has to dance to Deacon Do's tunes. And hope Deacon Do makes a mistake, although Boosted has pulled in a half a second there on Deacon Do. Two-ish laps to go, maybe 3 at a push. Chunky Ribena in 3rd. Adnap down to 3.5 seconds. He's done he's going for a Hail Mary right at the end of the race. Adnap pushing everything. Sinister has carried that damage. Could have got a podium today, I reckon. He got damaged twice and had to do the whole stint on that damage. But he had absolute super pace today, did Sinister. So I'm sure he'll be pleased to see a fellow countryman on home soil up in the lead. But can he maintain it? Ooh, Bob's lost time to Tommy Roo now. 12 seconds as Adnap tries to get by. Adnap on a mission. He can see Chunky Ribena. He can see Chunky Ribena, but only with two minutes, less than 2 minutes to go. He's not going to be able to do anything about it, is he? Chunky Ribena just has to chill for this lap and the next. Deacon 1.7 seconds, and the high probability is these guys will probably have to do another lap after this one. And Deacon would so like that clock to run out right now. Get boosted. One final push. Chunky Ribena 3 seconds from Adnap. Adnap really is driving like a beast. He has gone into beast mode. Chunky Ribena is feeling the prickles. Sinister in the 5th, carrying damage. J Car couldn't close the gap on Sinister. Now, didn't we have fuel issues down here? Who was it? It was the BMW of Duffman, isn't it? He has had to go in, top up a little bit. But who was flashing then? We saw someone flashing, no? Ooh, JTR, 30 seconds. He's going to do it, isn't he? So, Deacon, 2 seconds ahead of Boosted, 30 seconds left on the clock. He's definitely going to hit the line before the timer runs out. There he goes for his final lap. Boosted only got one more lap to do it. Chunky Ribena might be our first finisher. Well, actually, someone's just crossed the line. I don't know if they got through. They probably did, though. Oh, no, Chunky Ribena's miles away from the line. Who's the next to cross the line then? Oh, Bob's already finished in 2nd. JTR's coming around. I don't know who that is in front of JTR. Honestly, I don't. Someone's just spun out anyway, but I don't know who it is. We'll watch Deacon then come around to take the win, it seems. It's not there yet. He's still got half a lap to do it. Chunky 2.5 seconds ahead of Adnap, but it is the end there for these two. Chunky Ribena in 3rd spot. Great drive. Adnap, what a comeback, in 4th. Sinister is a little way off that. I don't know who that arrow is. It's not Deacon. It's none of them. God knows. There's a load of them coming around now as well. Is that Tommy Roo? Tommy Roo's amongst them. So Tommy Roo comes to take the win. Great stuff. Another great drive from Tommy Rue. Deacon then gets the win. Cracking stuff on home soil with Boosted, pushing him all the way. Chunky Ribena in third, Adnap fourth. Sinister finished in fifth. J Car brings it home for sixth place. And Garuda in seventh. Tommy Rue wins in the Group 3s. Bob in second. Thunder gets the podium. JTR in the end does finish in fourth ahead of Duffman. Wow, what a crazy race. Great stuff. There goes Deacon Do. Great drive. He's got a Chunky uniform on. He's not even Chunky's teammate, is he? Replay. And let's have a see if we can look at these results. I know they'll be all wanting to rush off because it's late. So Deacon Do, his first win of this championship, and I'm pretty sure it's the first win I've seen him have in since we've been streaming on a Friday evening. Boosted in second, ahead of Chunky Ribena in third. Chunky Ribena on death's door last week. What an absolute turnaround. He's like the Carlos Sainz of the world racing community. He has his kidneys out, comes back and does a great race. Adnap in fourth. What a turnaround from the shady start that he had. Sinister in fifth, just dogged with traffic and damage. J Car coming home in sixth, with Garuda in seventh. Tommy Rue takes the win for the Group 3s in the Porsche. Great drive. With Bob in second. Thunder comes home in third. JTR gets that fourth in the end, ahead of Duffman in fifth. And then we had MJ with a gearbox, DNF. Oliver said he had engine issues with his DNF. And Dreaded Lucifer said the race was too long. No, he didn't, honestly. Fantastic stuff, guys. What a fantastic race. Don't forget to join us next Friday. Next Friday, I can reveal we will be swinging around the track of... Oh, God. Give me 1 second. I'm not as slick as I thought I was. Round 5, Omega 6 hour of the Glen. So we're going to Watkins Glen for, I think, 90 minutes of racing. So don't miss out. Get yourself involved in the world racing community. I just did a Facebook search one day. I found them. That's the way it happens. And get yourself in there. Get yourself racing. It's all good. Thanks for joining us here. And thank you for the guys who joined in with the chat. I muchly appreciate it. So, from me, Thingymajig, it's Turu. Peace and love. Peace and love. Word to your mother.